Hello, welcome to this video today on writing to help you heal trauma, addiction, phobia, or anxiety, whatever it is that you're going through in life right now. This video is going to change the way that you view your life and how you can make some amazing changes moving forward. So my name is Vicky Lord, and if you're ready to change your world today, let's do that through writing. So trauma and addiction are both belief systems. What I mean by that is that it is a belief in the mind, and in that belief is held the emotions. So if we use shame, for example, as a trauma that we're going to heal, that would be that there is a belief, and the belief is what we want to work on. And in that belief, we hold the emotion of shame, which is also the emotion of not belonging and being insecure and not being enough. And so through writing, we can heal that today. And the word trauma is normally, it's just the word that people understand, but in that is actually, in the actual trauma itself is the belief, and that's what we're changing today. So, same for if you have an addiction, the addiction is a belief system, and what we want to work on is through changing the belief, and then we change the feelings that go with the belief. So we do this um, through 3 steps through our writing, and I'm going to take you through that right now. So the first step is to have some mindfulness, and mindfulness is there's two different aspects to mindfulness. One is mindfulness to the surroundings around us. We're mindful that we're in a situation that is not going to change us or grow us as a person, and we're staying exactly where we are. That's one kind of mindfulness. The other mindfulness is looking within yourself and being aware of the thoughts you think and the feelings you feel. And so we've got two aspects of mindfulness that are around us and that within us. And when we get to go within us, we can create an aspect of our life which is called self-compassion. And this is what will heal the root of the causes. We call it the root because it's like a root stuck in the ground. And once we can pull up that root, we can move on and create something beautiful. And so we do this through the self-compassion for ourselves. And then we're going to become an observer of our thoughts moving forward. So when it comes to writing and how we're going to understand where our belief is right now and how we can change that belief is to do something that I like to call polarity. And the best way that I can explain it is that if you have a 20-cent coin, so I'll use this, my child's retractor at the moment. So pretend this is a coin, and on one side of the coin is a face, and then on the other side of the coin is the number written, but on both sides they're different. So on one side of the coin, you can have the belief of, I'm using shame for this example. You've been through life and you've got shame, and attached to that shame, because shame is the belief, and attached to that belief is the feelings, and the feelings, I wrote some down so that you can understand what the feelings that are attached to the belief are. So the feeling of feeling devalued, or the feeling that you did something wrong, or feeling like you're flawed, or feeling like others are judging you, feeling like you're not good enough, feeling like you want to disassociate from people so they don't see your shame, feeling like you don't trust yourself and you don't trust those around you, and the feeling of not knowing how to express your creative self. They're all feelings of the belief of not being good enough, the shame. And so that's on one side of the coin. But then if you flip the coin over, you've got a whole new world. And the opposite of the whole new world is that I'm worthy of love, or I want love. And you want the creativity and you want to experience life at its fullness within you. That's the other side of the coin. So see how we've got this polarity in life? I call it polarity, like it's on one hand and then you've got the other hand. So we get to choose what we're going to go through. And the first step is awareness. and we're feeling the feelings of the belief on one hand, and we are aware that we can have this other life as well. And so the way that I did this is I started to write down the polarity of life, and it just kind of came and it made total sense. And so I have a free 5-day writing challenge where I go right into this, where you can write the polarity out. But for now, I want to do it with you while you're on this video. So when we're talking about polarity and the area of life, so whether an addiction or a trauma that you want to change, we're going to look at our hands and we're going to have them talk to each other. And I'll give you an example of this, like the moon. So the moon is comes out at nighttime and it's softer and it cools the ocean, and the sun comes out in the daytime and it scorches the earth and gives the earth warmth and healing, and it does all these wonderful things. They're two totally different things, but they're talking to each other. So the way that I do this, I have the two hands here and I say, the moon whispered to the sun. And we're going to have these two talk to each other. So when it comes to your opposite sides, we'll use shame and feeling devalued and not enough, talking to the part of you that is fully loved, whole and complete, and full of worth. And so we're going to have them talk to each other. So have the shame talk to being enough. And we'll do this through writing. And what can you come up with these two polarities, whispering or talking to each other or walking with each other, and just have it like the moon whispered to the sun? What do you want to say to each other? And what does your powerful side want to say to the insecurity? And let them have a conversation and write it down. And this is the first step to awareness, which will is the first step to actually healing any area of your life. If you're not aware, you're not going to go very far. You're just going to keep doing the same thing day after day. But once you become aware, you're like, oh, my life can change. And then you can choose more of the love, talking to the insecure part and saying, it's okay. We are love. We're going to get through this. And then over time, the conversation that you have directly with shame will minimize and it won't hold the power that it once did. So writing to each other and seeing how they talk with each other and the opposite sides of each other is wonderful. And just to touch on some addiction at the moment, addiction is like a compulsion personality. So if you've got the compulsion on one hand, out of control, what is the opposite of that? That the opposite is that I am in control. And so have the out of control part write down or speak to the part that is in control. What would the in control part like to say to the out of control part? And write it down. And in the challenge, I've got little prompts that will help you to bring it out neatly. So the prompts of starting with your favorite word and noticing the harmony and conflict between the two opposites and how they can come together as one, and you can be happy, whole, and complete as the one. But I want you to trust yourself today with your writing challenge and just get your pen and paper. And as you're looking at the conversation between the emotions of the opposites, how do they come together? So if you think of the ocean has all this power, but it's often stopped by the cliff. So it's only going as far as the cliff. But what the ocean can do over time, it eats away at the cliff, and the cliff will move back, and the ocean holds its own power. So what's the conversation that you need to have today with yourself? And once you write it down, writing really holds this amazing power to it. And, when people write a book or they write a manuscript or they just write a poem for themselves, their world is just totally changed. It just holds this power of this, it's a release, and it's also at the same time opening up new possibilities. So trust yourself today with your writing. and go and explore the polarity in your life and let them have a conversation with each other. And you'll be amazed at the potential and the joy that you can live within you just from the awareness. And then add the self-compassion in there, and then you can become this observer. And the observer is living in a beautiful state where they don't have to be controlled by a particular emotion or a belief. And so I hope you enjoyed this video today. If you did, give it a like or subscribe, and I'll leave the link so that you can go and do a little bit of writing for yourself and see where it takes you. It was really rewarding for me, and I'm sure it will be for you too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.